Have you ever looked at someone and thought, how do they manage to stay so composed, so self-assured, even when life seems to be unraveling around them? Maybe you've told yourself they're just lucky, born with a natural sense of calm and confidence, or that they've discovered some elusive secret you haven't found yet. But here's the truth. Confidence like that isn't something you inherit. It's something you cultivate. And here's the best part. It's not about chasing perfection, stacking up achievements, or endlessly seeking approval. No, it's about something much deeper, something already within you. Buddhist philosophy reveals that true confidence doesn't come from the outside world. It grows from a quiet, unshakable strength inside. This strength isn't flashy or loud. It doesn't demand validation. It simply is. Today, we're diving into timeless Buddhist wisdom, practices that can guide you to connect with this inner power, no matter who you are or where your journey begins. This isn't about quick fixes or overnight transformations. It's about creating a foundation of calm assurance that can carry you through life's uncertainties. Are you ready to discover what's been inside you all along? Let's begin. Comparison is one of the biggest thieves of confidence, and yet it's something we all fall into. It's so easy to open your phone, scroll through social media, and suddenly feel like your life is inadequate. There they are. The perfect job, the perfect partner, the picture-perfect life. But let me share a truth with you, a secret rooted in Buddhist wisdom. What you see is rarely the full story. The carefully curated images, the glowing captions, they're only highlights, not the whole reality. And yet we compare ourselves to these illusions as if they define our worth. Buddhist teachings remind us that comparison is not only misleading, but deeply unfair to yourself. It's like asking a bird to measure its success by how well it can swim, or a fish by how well it can climb a tree. You and I, all of us, are walking unique paths. No two lives are meant to unfold the same way. Everyone has their own struggles, their own lessons to learn, their own timeline to follow. The real power comes when you stop looking outward for validation and start turning inward. Instead of asking, why don't I have what they have? Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that feels meaningful to me? It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's finishing a book you started, taking a walk, or reaching out to someone you care about. The more you align with what feels authentic to you, the less those external comparisons will matter. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that peace and confidence come not from competing with others, but from walking your own path with integrity and trust in your journey. The moment you choose to embrace your unique path is the moment you reclaim your power. You begin to realize that your worth isn't diminished because someone else's life looks shiny. Instead, your worth is in the small, meaningful steps you take every single day to grow, to contribute, and to live fully. And when you live this way, comparison loses its grip. You no longer need to measure up to anyone else. You're enough, just as you are, walking your own beautiful journey. How often do we let the opinions of others shape our decisions, our actions, even the way we see ourselves? It's almost as if we're handing over the steering wheel of our lives to someone else, letting their judgments and expectations dictate our direction. But here's the truth. No matter how hard you try, you will never please everyone. And that's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a fact of life. Buddhist wisdom invites us to see this reality not as a burden, but as a source of freedom. You see, we have no control over what others think or say about it. Their opinions are like waves on the surface of the ocean. Some are gentle ripples, others are crashing storms, but no matter how turbulent the surface becomes, the depths of the ocean remain calm and steady. You are that ocean. Your worth, your confidence, your sense of self, they all exist in that still, unshakable place deep within you. The more you trust in that inner stability, the less power external opinions have over you. Imagine what it would feel like to live without constantly chasing validation, to make decisions not based on what others might say, but on what truly aligns with your heart. This is where real confidence begins, when you turn inward and start trusting your own inner compass. It doesn't mean ignoring all feedback. It means discerning which voices deserve space in your life and which don't. Think about it. How much energy do we spend trying to meet expectations that aren't even our own? How often do we compromise our authenticity for fear of judgment? Buddhist teachings remind us that clinging to external approval is like grasping at smoke. It's insubstantial and fleeting. True freedom comes when you let go of that need and embrace the steady, quiet assurance that comes from knowing yourself. This isn't an easy shift. We're wired to seek acceptance, to belong. But every time you choose to trust yourself instead of relying on others to define your worth, you're reclaiming your power. You're reminding yourself that your value isn't something anyone else can give or take away. It's yours, always. So the next time you find yourself worrying about what someone else thinks, pause. Take a deep breath. Picture the ocean, the stillness beneath the waves, and ask yourself, what feels right to me? Because in the end, the opinions of others will come and go, just like waves. But the steadiness you cultivate within will guide you, no matter the storm. That's the secret to unshakable confidence, trusting that you are enough, exactly as you are. Think for a moment about how you speak to yourself when things go wrong. What's your inner voice like? Is it gentle, understanding, and supportive? Or does it jump to harsh criticism, saying things like, "I can't believe you messed up again," or "You'll never get this right"? Now ask yourself, would you ever speak to a friend that way? Would you ever look someone you love in the eye and say those same things? Probably not. So why is it that we so often reserve the harshest words for ourselves? Here's the truth. Self-kindness isn't about making excuses or letting yourself off the hook. It's about treating yourself with the same patience, compassion, and understanding you'd offer to someone you deeply care about. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that compassion begins within. It's not selfish or indulgent, it's essential. When you practice self-kindness, you're not ignoring your mistakes. You're approaching them as opportunities to grow. Let's take a common example. You make a mistake at work or forget something important. The immediate response for many of us is, "I'm such a failure," or "Why can't I ever get it right?" But what if instead you paused, took a deep breath, and said to yourself, "I'm learning. Mistakes are part of the process, and that's okay." Can you feel the difference in those words? One approach tears you down, while the other supports and encourages you to keep going. Buddhist teachings remind us that self-compassion is not a weakness, it's a strength. When you show yourself kindness, you build a foundation of trust and respect within. Over time, this inner relationship becomes a source of resilience, helping you weather life's challenges without crumbling under the weight of self-doubt. It's like planting a seed. Each time you choose kindness over criticism, you're nurturing that seed, allowing it to grow into a steady, unshakable confidence. This doesn't mean ignoring areas where you can improve. On the contrary, when you treat yourself with kindness, you create a safe space to reflect, learn, and take meaningful steps forward. It's easier to grow when you're not constantly tearing yourself down. Think of it this way. A plant doesn't thrive under harsh conditions. It needs light, warmth, and care. You're no different. So the next time you catch yourself being overly critical, ask, if a close friend came to me with this mistake or struggle, how would I respond? Then, try offering those same words of encouragement to yourself. You might be surprised at how much lighter you feel. Remember, the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. When you treat yourself with kindness and respect, you're not only cultivating inner confidence, you're also creating the emotional strength to be there for others. And that's one of the most beautiful gifts you can give. Start small, be patient with yourself, and know that every act of self-kindness is a step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. You deserve that compassion just as much as anyone else. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. Think about it. Your thoughts, your emotions, even your sense of confidence are influenced by the energy and perspectives of those around you. Buddhist teachings emphasize the power of community, known as Sangha, as a source of strength, encouragement, and inspiration. A Sangha doesn't just mean any group of people. It's a community that nurtures your well-being and helps you stay aligned with your values. Take a moment to reflect on the relationships in your life. Do the people closest to you lift you up? encourage you to be your best self, and support you during difficult times? Or do they drain your energy, make you doubt your worth, or hold you back from growing? This isn't about judging or blaming others. It's about recognizing how the environment you're in influences your inner world. Just like plants need fertile soil to thrive, you need a supportive community to grow into the best version of yourself. Buddhist wisdom teaches that we all benefit from being in the presence of those who embody qualities we aspire to cultivate. Whether it's kindness, resilience, or wisdom, these people serve as mirrors, reflecting the best parts of us and inspiring us to keep moving forward. When you're around individuals who genuinely believe in you, you start to believe in yourself more deeply. Their positivity, encouragement, and example can light your path, even in moments of doubt. But what about relationships that feel more like obstacles than sources of support? It's important to remember that you don't have to cut people off completely. Instead, you can set healthy boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls to shut people out. They're guidelines to protect your energy and prioritize your well-being. By setting boundaries, you're sending a message to yourself and others. My growth and happiness matter. Creating a supportive circle doesn't mean surrounding yourself only with people who agree with you. True support comes from those who challenge you constructively, who help you see your blind spots, and who encourage you to keep growing. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. Finding people who value you for who you are, not for who they think you should be. This principle extends beyond personal relationships to other influences in your life. What kind of media do you consume? What environments do you spend your time in? These also shape your thoughts and feelings, often in subtle but powerful ways. Consider choosing books, podcasts, or activities that inspire and uplift you. Every choice you make about what to surround yourself with adds to the energy you carry within. Building your Sangha, a community that uplifts and empowers you, is an act of self-respect. It's a commitment to your own growth and well-being. And just as you seek out supportive relationships, you can strive to be that source of encouragement for others. Be the kind of person who inspires confidence, fosters kindness, and helps others see their own potential. Remember, you don't have to go through life alone. A strong, positive community isn't just nice to have. It's essential for growth, resilience, and confidence. With the right people by your side, you'll find it easier to navigate challenges, celebrate successes, and stay grounded in your journey. Take time to nurture these connections. In doing so, you're not only cultivating a network of support, you're also laying the foundation for a more fulfilling, joyful life. Did you know that the way you hold your body can directly influence how you feel about yourself? It's remarkable, really. Think about the times you felt uncertain or overwhelmed. What was your posture like? Chances are, your shoulders were slouched forward, your head tilted down, your arms drawn inward. When we physically close ourselves off, it mirrors what's happening emotionally. We feel small, insecure, and unsure of our place. But here's the beautiful part. It doesn't have to stay that way. A simple shift in how you carry yourself can change everything. Buddhist teachings remind us of the profound connection between mind and body. They are not separate. They are constantly influencing one another. When you choose to stand tall, shoulders back, chest open, spine aligned, you're doing more than just adjusting your posture. You're sending a powerful message to your mind. I am here. I am capable. I am enough. It might seem too simple to be effective, but science and wisdom align on this. When you adopt a strong, open posture, your brain begins to align with those signals of confidence. You feel more grounded, more capable, more present. It's as if your body and mind are working together to create a steady foundation of inner strength. Picture this. The next time you face a challenge, a tough conversation, a big decision, or even a moment of doubt, pause and check your posture. Are you shrinking into yourself? If so, take a deep breath. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin. Open your chest. Feel how that small adjustment begins to shift your energy, even before you've spoken a word or taken the next step. This practice is more than just a quick fix. Over time, it becomes a habit. a way of showing up in the world that reflects your inner strength. Buddhist wisdom often uses the metaphor of a mountain, grounded, steady, unshaken by the winds around it. When you carry yourself with confidence, you embody that same energy. You become rooted in the present, unshaken by the doubts or chaos of the external world. But this isn't about faking confidence or putting on a facade. It's about creating a bridge between who you are and how you show up. Your posture becomes an anchor, reminding you of the calm and capability that already exist within you. And the more you practice this, the more natural it feels. It's like training a muscle. Small, consistent efforts lead to lasting transformation. So the next time you feel uncertain or overwhelmed, remember this. Your posture is a tool, a gateway to inner confidence. Use it to ground yourself, to remind yourself of your strength. Stand tall, not for anyone else, but for yourself. Because every time you choose to carry yourself with confidence, you're reinforcing the truth that you've always been enough. And over time, that truth becomes not just something you practice, but something you deeply believe. Confidence doesn't always come from climbing the tallest mountain or tackling the most daunting challenge. Sometimes it comes from the quiet, joyful moments when you're doing something you truly love, something that feels natural, something that makes you lose track of time. Maybe for you, it's painting, tending to a garden, cooking a favorite dish, or playing an instrument. Whatever it is, these moments aren't just hobbies. They're powerful reminders of your unique strengths and abilities. Buddhist wisdom teaches us to honor these gifts, not for recognition or external validation, but because they are a part of who we are. When you engage in something you're good at, something that lights you up from the inside, you reconnect with your value in a way that's simple, profound, and deeply grounding. It's a way of saying to yourself, this is what I bring to the world, and it matters. But let me ask you, when was the last time you let yourself sink into an activity purely for the joy of it? Not to achieve something, not to prove anything, but just to feel the flow of doing what you love. For many of us, these moments have become rare, buried under the weight of obligations and the pressure to always be productive. Yet, it's in these simple acts of joy that confidence quietly grows. Think about how it feels when you're immersed in something you love. Time seems to slow down. You're not worrying about how you look, what others think, or whether you're doing it perfectly. You're just present, fully engaged, fully alive. These moments remind you of your abilities, your creativity, and the unique way you see the world. They help you step away from the noise and reconnect with your essence. The beauty of this practice is that it's not about impressing anyone. It's not about finishing a masterpiece or creating something flawless. It's about the act of doing, of expressing yourself in a way that feels natural and fulfilling. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the value of process over outcome, focusing on the present moment rather than worrying about the end result. When you embrace this mindset, you start to see your strengths not as tools for success, but as parts of yourself to be celebrated. So how do you bring this into your life? Start small. Think about something you've always loved, but maybe haven't made time for recently. Is it picking up a paintbrush, writing in a journal, or playing that guitar, gathering dust in the corner? Whatever it is, give yourself permission to do it. Not because you need to be the best, but because it brings you joy. And as you do, notice how it feels to simply enjoy your own abilities. Confidence grows in these moments of connection with yourself. It's not loud or showy. It's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. It comes from recognizing your value, not through external achievements, but through the unique strengths you already possess. By honoring these gifts, you're not only building confidence, you're creating a life that feels more authentic, more joyful, and more aligned with who you truly are. So, what's stopping you? Make time today for something that lights you up. Let yourself be reminded of all the beauty you bring to the world just by being you. Let's be honest. We all have an inner critic, that little voice in our head that seems to notice every mistake, every flaw, every moment where we think we've fallen short. It's relentless, isn't it? It can make us feel small, incapable, and unworthy. But here's a powerful truth that Buddhist wisdom offers us. The way you speak to yourself directly shapes how you see yourself. And just as words can build others up or tear them down, your inner dialogue has the same power over your own sense of self. Buddhist teachings on right speech remind us to choose words that are kind, truthful, and constructive. But this principle doesn't just apply to how we talk to others. It's just as important, if not more so, in how we talk to ourselves. Imagine if you could replace that harsh inner voice with one that's patient, encouraging, and understanding. Instead of hearing, "I can't do this," you might hear, "I'm learning, and that's okay. I'll keep trying." Let's be clear. Positive self-talk isn't about sugarcoating reality or ignoring challenges. It's about creating a mindset that supports your growth instead of tearing it down. Think of it as planting seeds. Every word you say to yourself is a seed. Harsh, critical words plant seeds of doubt and insecurity, while kind, supportive words nurture growth, confidence, and resilience. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? Here's an example. Let's say you try something new and it doesn't go as planned. Your inner critic might jump in with, "I knew I wasn't good enough for this," or "I'm such a failure." But imagine if, instead, you said to yourself, "This is just part of the process. I'm learning, and that's how growth happens." Can you feel the difference? One response closes the door on possibility, while the other keeps it open. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that self-compassion isn't indulgent, it's essential. When you speak to yourself with kindness, you're not pretending you're perfect. You're acknowledging your humanity. You're reminding yourself that growth is messy and mistakes are part of the journey. Every time you choose self-kindness over criticism, you're building a foundation of trust within yourself. You're saying, "I'm here for me, no matter what." This shift doesn't happen overnight. Years of self-critical habits can't be undone in a single moment. But every time you catch yourself being harsh and choose a kinder response, you're taking a step toward rewiring your inner dialogue. Start by paying attention. Notice the words you use when you talk to yourself. Are they words you'd say to a close friend? If not, ask yourself why you think it's okay to speak that way to yourself. When you replace criticism with encouragement, something beautiful happens. You start to see challenges not as proof of your inadequacy, but as opportunities for growth. You begin to trust yourself more, to see your own strength, even in the face of failure. And over time, this mindset builds resilience. It gives you the courage to try again, to keep moving forward, to believe in your ability to grow. So, the next time your inner critic pipes up, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me, or is it holding me back? If it's the latter, gently let it go and replace it with something kinder, something that supports you. You have the power to choose how you speak to yourself. And when you choose words rooted in kindness, patience, and encouragement, you're not just changing the way you talk, you're changing the way you see yourself and the way you show up in the world. Remember, you deserve the same compassion you so freely give to others, always. We often believe that confidence comes from those big, life-changing achievements, the promotions, the awards, the milestones that seem to define success. But the truth is, confidence isn't built in one grand moment. It's forged in the small, everyday victories that often go unnoticed. It's in the times you step out of your comfort zone, even if just a little. It's in the times you face a fear, make a decision that feels hard, or take one tiny step closer to a goal you've set for yourself. Buddhist teachings remind us of the power of presence, of truly being in the moment. They teach us to honor the process of growth, not just the end result. Life isn't a race to the finish line, it's a journey, and every step forward, no matter how small, is a part of that journey. Yet, how often do we pause to appreciate these small steps? How often do we acknowledge that even when the progress feels slow, we're still moving forward? Think about the last time you accomplished something, no matter how minor it seemed. Maybe you tried something new, something you weren't sure you could do. Maybe you spoke up in a situation where you usually wouldn't, or you stuck to a habit for just one more day. Did you stop to celebrate that moment? Or did you brush it off as unimportant because it wasn't the big win you thought you needed? Here's the secret. Those small wins are the foundation of true confidence. Each one is like a single brick, and over time, they build something solid and unshakable. Every small success tells your mind, I can do this, and that belief grows stronger with each step. It's not about waiting for the big moments. It's about recognizing that each little step forward is a victory in itself. Imagine this. The next time you achieve something, pause. Don't let the moment slip by unnoticed. Take a breath and acknowledge what you've done. Maybe it's completing a task that's been weighing on you, or perhaps it's something as simple as getting out of bed on a tough day. It doesn't matter how big or small it seems. What matters is that you take a moment to say, I did that. I'm further along than I was yesterday. This isn't about being complacent or settling. It's about grounding yourself in gratitude and perspective. Buddhist wisdom teaches us that true peace comes not from always striving for more, but from appreciating what is. When you learn to celebrate small wins, you're training your mind to see progress and growth, even in the most subtle forms. This mindset creates a ripple effect. The more you notice your progress, the more motivated you feel to keep going. And here's something else to remember. Progress isn't always linear. There will be days when you feel like you're standing still or even moving backward. On those days, it's especially important to reflect on how far you've already come. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet, but you're not where you started either. That's worth celebrating. Confidence isn't about being perfect or reaching a certain milestone. It's about trusting yourself, believing in your ability to keep going, and honoring the journey. Every time you choose to celebrate a small win, you're reinforcing the idea that your efforts matter. You're saying to yourself, I am enough, and I'm proud of what I've done. So, make it a habit. At the end of each day, reflect on one thing you did well. It doesn't have to be monumental. Maybe you listened deeply to someone, made time for yourself, or simply kept going when it felt hard. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. These small moments of recognition are what build the quiet, steady confidence that will carry you forward. You don't have to wait for the big achievements to feel worthy or accomplished. You're already on your way, one step at a time. And that journey, your journey, is something truly worth celebrating. Gratitude is more than just a fleeting feeling. It's a powerful tool that can transform the way you see yourself and your life. When you focus on what you already have, rather than what you think you're missing, something remarkable happens. Your perspective shifts. The sense of lack, of not enough, begins to fade, and in its place, you start to notice abundance. Suddenly, the small things, a kind word, a quiet moment, the warmth of sunlight, feel like treasures. Buddhist teachings emphasize the profound importance of gratitude. They remind us that contentment doesn't come from endlessly acquiring more. It comes from recognizing and appreciating what's already here. It's easy to get caught up in the chase for the next achievement, the next possession, or the next moment that will finally make us happy. But happiness doesn't live in the future. It's here, right now, waiting to be noticed. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and take just 1 minute to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the sound of birds outside your window. Maybe it's the cup of coffee waiting for you in the kitchen. Or maybe it's the people in your life who love you, even in your imperfect moments. These don't have to be grand things. Gratitude thrives in the ordinary, and when you pause to appreciate those moments, you create space for joy and peace to grow. Starting a gratitude practice can feel small at first, but over time, it creates a ripple effect that touches every part of your life. Each time you take a moment to be thankful, you're training your mind to notice the good instead of dwelling on what's missing. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring challenges. It's about balancing the hard parts of life with the beauty that often goes unnoticed. Think about how this shift could impact your confidence. When you focus on scarcity, on what you lack, it's easy to feel inadequate or incomplete. But when you focus on abundance, you begin to see yourself and your life in a new light. You recognize your strengths, your growth, and the many blessings you already have. Gratitude reminds you that you are enough, just as you are. Buddhist wisdom also teaches us that gratitude fosters connection. When we're grateful for the people around us, we naturally become more present and compassionate. We take time to express our appreciation, strengthening our relationships and deepening our sense of belonging. Gratitude isn't just something you feel, it's something you share, and the more you share it, the more it grows. To start, try this simple practice. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big or dramatic. Maybe it's the way the rain sounded against the window, or the way a stranger held the door open for you, or even just the fact that you made it through the day. Write them down and take a moment to truly feel the gratitude. Over time, this small act will shift your mindset, helping you approach life with more optimism and resilience. And here's the beauty of gratitude. It doesn't stop with you. When you embody gratitude, it radiates outward. You start to see the world differently, and that change inspires others to do the same. Gratitude becomes a gift you give not only to yourself, but to everyone around you. So take a moment, right now, and think of one thing you're grateful for. Hold on to that feeling. Let it remind you that even in the midst of challenges, there's so much to appreciate. Gratitude doesn't change what's happening in your life, but it changes how you experience it. And that shift can make all the difference. With each act of gratitude, you're building a foundation of joy, contentment, and confidence that will support you through whatever comes next. What if you could see yourself succeeding before it even happened? What if you could feel the joy, the pride, and the sense of accomplishment as if it were already real? That's the power of visualization, and it's not just wishful thinking. It's a practice rooted in both Buddhist wisdom and modern psychology. Visualization allows you to focus your mind, channel your energy, and align your actions with your deepest intentions. In Buddhist meditation, imagery is often used to cultivate positive states of mind and set powerful intentions. By visualizing, you're not simply dreaming about the future, you're creating a mental roadmap that prepares you for success. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a goal you've been striving for. See yourself achieving it, not in a vague or distant way, but as if it's happening right now. Picture the environment, the sounds, the people around you. How does it feel in that moment of success? Feel the confidence, the relief, the pride welling up inside you. Hold on to that. When you visualize your success with this level of detail, something remarkable happens. Your brain starts to treat it as if it's real. Studies show that visualization activates the same neural pathways as physically practicing a skill or achieving a goal. In essence, you're training your mind to believe in your potential. And when your mind believes, your actions naturally follow. You start making choices, taking steps, and building habits that bring you closer to your vision. But visualization isn't just about imagining the finish line. It's also about preparing for the journey. Think about the challenges you might face along the way. Now visualize yourself overcoming them. See yourself staying calm, resilient, and resourceful. This part of the practice is just as important because it strengthens your ability to navigate obstacles without losing sight of your goal. It's like mentally rehearsing for the moments that matter most. This practice isn't about pretending life will be perfect or ignoring the hard work it takes to succeed. It's about creating a mental environment where success feels not only possible, but inevitable. The more vividly you can imagine your future, the more it begins to feel like a natural extension of who you are. And that belief in your potential is a powerful motivator. Here's how you can incorporate visualization into your daily life. Set aside just a few minutes each morning or evening. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and let your mind focus on your goal. Start with the outcome. See yourself achieving it. Then, work backward. imagining the steps you'll take to get there. Picture yourself handling challenges with confidence and celebrating the small victories along the way. Over time, this practice becomes more than just a mental exercise. It becomes a source of inspiration and clarity. Each time you visualize, you're reminding yourself of what you're working toward and why it matters. You're connecting with the emotions of success, and those emotions fuel your motivation to keep going. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the importance of intention. Your intentions shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. Visualization helps you align your intentions with your goals, creating a clear path forward. It's not magic. It's a deliberate way of focusing your mind and heart on what truly matters to you. So the next time you feel stuck or unsure of your path, pause and take a moment to visualize. See yourself succeeding, not just in some distant future, but as if it's already happening. Let that vision guide you, inspire you, and remind you of your potential. Because the truth is, you are capable of more than you know. Visualization is simply a tool to help you realize it. One step, one choice, and one moment at a time.